And now it's time for the Multimedia Showcase, featuring dancing, singing, music, poetry, a pun-off, and much silliness, brought to you by the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living. And now, your host, award-winning journalist, raconteur, author, and man about town, Dave Silverbrand.
Hello, I'm Dave Silverbrand, award-winning journalist and author of Dave's House, available on Amazon and at Eureka Books. You know, critics are raving about this book. I think Gwen summed it up best when he said,
Dave,
a collection of stories from a man who is a legend in his own mind.
Dave.
Another said,
Dave, you're here to host the show, not to plug your book.
Oh, okay, right. Well, I'm your host for this episode of Multimedia Showcase. This is a new show featuring talent that's almost exclusively from Humboldt County. Tonight we've got dancing, singing, poetry, and the final round of a local pun-off contest featuring two kings of pun-offs past. If I'd had room, I'd have written about my own experiences in a pun-off in my new book, Dave's House, available at finer bookstores everywhere.
Put down the book.
Kicking us off are Donna Landry Railing and Brian Railing, her spouse, who are very well known in the local dancing community. The song was written and performed by Donna, who has sung for decades with her various bands. Donna and Brian performed three distinct dance styles to her Affirmation Blues: East Coast Swing, Cha-Cha-Cha, and West Coast Swing. So, take it away.
Say my affirmations, they're a tool I always use. And so I never think about having those affirmation blues. I'm alive in this life flows through me. Yeah, I'm alive in this life flows through me. And right now I feel so grateful and so happy just to be here. I know the power is within, right here in me and you. And the question is the answer. Listen up for what to do. Each day I say my affirmations. They're a tool I always use. So I never think about having those affirmation blues. God is my mind, I'm one with all it is. I'm love and grace and kindness, I'm part of all that lives. Each day I say my affirmations, they're a tool I always use. So I never think about having those affirmation blues. Right now I am the light of truth.
Thank you, Donna and Brian. And I love the drone work by local videographer Matt St. Charles. You know, I mention his dad Rick in my book, Dave's House.
Would somebody take that book away from him?
Oh, okay. Our next act features one of our area's most versatile guitarists, Jeff Smoler. Now, Jeff considers himself primarily a rock guitarist with an appreciation for the classics. And he'll be performing Malaguena by Ernesto Lecuona. Thank you, Jeff. That was muy bueno. Next, we have a real treat for you. In addition to being a superb guitarist, Jeff is one of the co-founders of the almost annual Humboldt County Pun-Off, along with Lorna McLeod. Jeff's a two-time king, and they're here tonight with Rick St. Charles, also a two-time king, and frequent Pun-Off contestant, but never a king, although he did come very close several times, Scott Q. Marcus. Always a bridesmaid and never a bride, eh, Scott? Now Rick's wife Lisa informs us that he's recently had a little accident while working on their roof, and he hasn't been able to get into the ICU yet because of all the COVID cases. Rick, are you gonna be able to compete?
He's fine.
Good. I'll be the judge. Each contestant has 30 seconds to come up with a viable pun. And if they can't do it, they're eliminated, although they are allowed to bribe the judge, me, for up to 30 seconds more time. Okay, the contestants have picked straws, and the order will be Jeff, Lorna, Rick, and Scott. And the category is baking. Go, Jeff.
Well, you know, I've won so many times, and I've placed so many times. I'll just concede and give someone else a chance.
Ah, you couldn't come up with any baking puns, eh?
Oh, are you kidding? I'm just well-bred for this. I'm kind of a flower child, but I hope you got a rise out of that.
Okay, Lorna, are you ready?
You know, I agree with Jeff. I've had so many accolades from the Pun-Off. I also want to give someone else a chance. But off the record, here are a few baking puns. Baker Meg Gracie likes to spice up her bakery with racy jokes. Sprinkling some chopped nuts and spices, she told yet another tall tale. The pastry chef, Yelena, tears running down her cheeks, exclaimed, "You're such a nutmeg!" Here's another one, though. Meg asked, "What do you get when you use a deer-shaped cookie cutter?" Yelena replied, "Oh, no, don't tell me. Bet it's a cookie dough." Okay, I'm out of here. Good luck, R. Or is it P?
It's Q.
Oh, oops. Guess I better watch my P's and Q's.
Okay, Rick, you're next. A pun about baking. You're running out of time.
All the bakers I know are rich because they have a lot of yeast.
Not a pun, although I think I know the word you're looking for, and you're out of time. So that means...
Bribe him! Bribe him!
What's this? You want to bribe me for more time? Oh, this is my favorite part. A Tootsie Roll Pop? That's not a bribe. Anyway, that's orange. I like the red ones. Do you have a red one? That's purple, and you're out of time. That means our winner by default is Scott Q. Marcus. All hail the new king.
Wait a minute. You're saying I win because 2 contestants dropped out and because Rick can't think straight because there's a nail in his head?
Well, it is a straight nail, Scott. And 2 heads are better than 1.
Oh, shut up, Dave.
Scott, as our new king, you'll receive this handsome faux ermine robe. This recycled trophy.
Look at this trophy.
The coveted gold purse. And of course, the crown.
Oh, I feel so royal. Oh, my. I gotta see this. Take this. Good. Cash, money, prizes. This is going to be fantastic. Tootsie Pops? Tootsie Pops? This is what I get? I get Tootsie Pops. Well, I guess it would be appropriate to take this time to thank all the little people who made this possible for me.
Scott.
My wife. I got to thank my wife, of course, Mary Ann, and our dog Willie. Oh, Willie! Oh,
Scott.
He just gives me so much inspiration. And there's our cats, Oreo. There's Pop. Oh, there's that weird guy who's always. Wait! I
Love to hear more, Scott, but we're out of time. Our next act is poet and musician Edward A. Wapals Jr., and he's playing an electronic wind instrument, which he's set to sound like a beautiful violin. Of course, I know all about wind instruments because I play the clarinet. And you can read all about it and my experiences in my new book, Dave's House. Now, Edward's going to play Ave Maria by Franz Schubert. It's a song he's wanted to do since childhood, and he says it seemed appropriate for the 2021 year in which we do need hope, peace, security, and faith. Joe Survival Caruso is an iconic blues recording artist, formerly with Lake House Records. He's influenced by the Louisiana, Texas, and Chicago blues. See his YouTube channel for more.
About my baby, I lie awake, wondering what she's doing. I lie awake, wondering who she's with. Then I get mad, 'cause she's gone to Atlanta. She said I'll call you when I get there. Gone to Atlanta, bye-bye.
And now, an original poem by Max Fletcher, entitled, I'm So Easy.
It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love. Now, if you were a teenager during the 50s, that song probably twinkled your toes a few times. I would now like to read an original poem of mine, just hot off the press and back from my editor. The title is I'm so easy. I'm in love with the woman in army boots, in a tight silk dress at the wedding, a professor at Southern Oregon who said calculus was her music. I'm in love with a high school student, also in army boots, who asked me to dance, whom I told afterwards, "You have a gift." A couple of years later, I honked when I saw her on the university campus, athletically walking alone and uphill toward the student center with a short skirt, backpack, and army boots. I'm in love with the young African who got off the bus from Pelican Bay Prison, who politely asked me for a handout. I'm in love with the homeless man who repaid the $5 I gave him last year. I'm in love with the dairyman at Mad River Hospital who tried to understand how a doctor from Vietnam could be treating his diabetic wife, and yesterday was his mortal enemy in the jungles of Vietnam. I'm in love with the little boy sitting in the booth at the fast food place who swallowed the disappointment handed him by his mother and refused to cry. I'm in love with the little girl next door who knocked on my door and gave me homemade cookies and asked what she could say to her grandmother who was dying. I am in love with my neighbor who listens and never argues. I'm in love with my granddaughter who will not let life push her. This is a lesson for me to work on. I'm in love with my plants and all the birds, deer, skunks, raccoons, coyotes, dogs, and cats that visit my yard night and day. And I'm in love with you.
It's so easy to fall in love. It's so easy to fall in love.
Thank you for listening.
Our next performer was voted Humboldt County Musician of the Year for 2020. And you can see her around town singing and playing solo sets with her ukulele, with her band Claire Bent and Citizen Funk, and in our showcase today with the Claire Bent Quartet, playing one of my favorite songs, Tea for Two. Ladies and gentlemen, Claire Bent.
Discontented with homes that are rented, so I have invented my own. Darling, this place is a lover's oasis where life's weary chase is unknown. Far from the cry of the city, where flowers pretty caress the streets, cozy to hide in, to live side by side in. Don't let it abide in my dreams. Picture me upon your knee, just tea for two and two for tea, just me for you and you for me alone. No nobody near us to see us or hear us. No friends or relations on weekend vacations. We won't have it known that we own a telephone, dear. Day will break, you'll awake and start to bake a sugar cake for me to take, for all the boys to see. We will raise a family, boy for you and a girl for me. Can't you see how happy we would be? Zoom boom ba do do day, zo do 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 day, zo ba ba do do day, zo do do ba 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 day, zo do ba 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 do do day day day, zo day day day, zo day 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 day, zo day 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 day, zo day 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 day, zo bo 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 bo, zo do ba 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 day. Picture me upon your knee, just tea for two and two for tea. Just me for you, you for me alone. No, nobody near us to see us or hear us. No friends or relations on weekend vacations. We won't have it known that we own a telephone, dear. Day will break, you'll awake and start to bake a sugar cake for me to take, for all the boys to see. We will raise a family, boy for you and a girl for me. Can't you see how happy we would be? Thank you.
Catherine Kane has been studying the harp off and on for several years. She's a prayer practitioner with the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, who lives in Hawaii. Sidney Lehman Steen is a professional musician and Center for Spiritual Living minister. She spent many years in Los Angeles playing piano and keyboard for studio sessions, album dates, and live theatrical shows. She also worked with and accompanied artists like Rita Moreno, Shirley MacLaine, and Sarah Brightman. Her quarantine hobbies include making bread, eating bread, vacuuming up cat hair, binge-watching Outlander, and wondering if she could get the team from Queer Eye to transform her husband Charles for next season.
Okay. Hello, Eureka. I tried to get everything in place. I hope my microphone doesn't kind of block me. I'm trying to make it all work here. I needed to make room for the shoes. And those of you who know what that means, you can explain it in the chat to everybody else. So, we do a lot of really serious, spiritual, deep work. And this song came as a result of some of the work that I have been doing over the last few years. So I'm taking a risk. I'm being vulnerable. And I hope that some of you can identify with what I discuss in this. Here we go. In olden days, a woman's changes meant silently suffering while your ovaries froze. Menopause blows. Mood swings, cravings, and psychology. Learning to live with gynecology woes. Menopause blows. My mood is bad today. I'm sad today. But I'm glad today. I feel fat today, hot flash today, I'm talking trash today. Stay out of my way. I hope my family is understanding, though hormone replacement notwithstanding, who knows? Menopause blows.
And now 2 poems by Cherie Woods.
This first one's called Perspective. I look within the shadowed places. Lovingly I bring in the light to heal the broken spaces, to soothe and calm the inner flight. I am the doctor performing the surgery. I am the patient revealed in the light. This next one is called Human Skin. I am a light in my own darkness, spitting forth to dispel the fear. I am a piece of God's heart, clothed in human skin. I'm dancing to the music that flows through me, the happy sound of spirit laughter. I am love in search of itself, on a journey without beginning, without end. I am peace amidst chaos, both sorrow and joy. I am constant motion. I am stillness deep within. I am everything and nothing. I am spirit in human skin.
Lisa Monet was once named as one of the top 5 leading ladies of children's music. She's been married to Rick St. Charles for over 40 years. Rick acts as her engineer and backup musician, and he makes her breakfast every morning. Here's a little ditty they wrote for a tiny desktop concert.
Reginald Farr was the son of a member of the bar who was known far and wide for his fame, and all the girls around just loved to hear the sound of handsome young Reginald's name. Reginald's father picked the woman he'd rather have Reginald making take for his spouse. Imagine his surprise when Reggie rolled his eyes and pointed to the top of the house and said the following: I'm in love with Matilda, Matilda, the upstairs maid. I'm in love with Matilda, Matilda, the upstairs maid. Reginald's father got into a bother and his face started turning maroon and he started to swoon. So Reggie grabbed his coat and his hat from the rack. See you later, alligator. The very first man that Reggie and Matilda did meet on the street was the local justice of the peace. Reggie grabbed his hand and gave him $50,000 and said, get in the carriage before my marriage. I'm in love with Matilda, Matilda, the upstairs maid. I'm in love with Matilda, Matilda, the upstairs maid.
Well, that does it for this edition of Multimedia Showcase. Check the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living Facebook page for updates on future shows. I'm Dave Silverbrand, and you can buy my book, Dave's House, at Amazon and Eureka Books. Stay safe and stay happy.
Each day I say my affirmation. They're a tool I always use. Each day I say my affirmation. They're a tool I always use.